Throughout history, mass hysteria has led many people in society to be vulnerable to manipulation. Some people see me as an enemy to society, and others see me as a rational conclusion. However, I like to think of myself as a being that has done the impossible. I've made imaginations truth and nightmares a reality. I've driven families against each other and friends into mortal enemies. I am the monster on Maple Street. I am the witch in Salem. I am the communist in America. I am mass hysteria.
Nice to have you here today, Mr. Hysteria.
Good to be here.
As you know, this is a live interview being broadcasted to all parts of the world. And you've agreed to answer all the questions?
Yes, I have, and I think you'd be thrilled to what I have to say.
All right, let's get into it. What are you, Mr. Hysteria?
Well, you see, I'm a being that has always existed. I like to think of myself as the great liberator of the human imagination.
And what do you mean by the great liberator of imagination?
Well, to explain that, let's take a look into your mind.
Where am I?
You see, according to Daniel Kahneman's System 1 and System 2 thinking, your brain consists of two parts, System 1 thinking and System 2 thinking. System 1 thinking is your fast, automatic, error-prone, and imaginative side. System 2 is complex, cautious, analytical, and reliable.
I see, but what does this have to do with you being the great liberator of human imagination?
You see, my job is to feed your System 1 thinking and suppress your System 2 analytical thinking.
I see, and once you have enough people relying on quick, rash decisions, hysteria spreads like wildfire.
Yes, and everyone's imagination runs free and wild.
Astonishing. But how do we get out?
Like this.
Amazing. Did you get that? Okay, do you think we could hear about any recent accomplishments?
Well, in 2014, I caused a public and media frenzy and was even published by the Gatto in a political cartoon. It all started when the US heard about the cases of Ebola in Africa, and it remained a little too calm for my liking. So when Ebola outbreaks were first reported in Texas, that's when I stepped in.
Stepped in?
Yes, I caused so much panic and dismay that CNN published an article that Americans were too distraught to listen to the public health officials. Public schools even went as far to ask students that went on the same cruise as the Dallas lab worker to stay at home. The highlight of the outbreak was the 100 calls that the Center of Disease Control received from hysterical Americans. It was feared to the point where universities rejected students for living in countries that suffer from this Ebola outbreak.
You've definitely done a lot in your time on Earth.
Yes, I've been here for a while.
I have to cut you off. Let's hear a word from our sponsors.
Do you suffer from analyzing situations for what it is? Do you find it hard to believe every word you hear? Or do you demand evidence when presented with something unbelievable?
Well, you may suffer from slow thinking syndrome, or STS for short. Hi, I'm Dr. Abigail Collins from Hysteria Inc., and we have a cure for you.
Try the Believe It pill.
Arha, did you hear about the UFOs coming tonight?
UFOs aren't real.
Wait, have you taken your VI pill?
Oh shoot, I forgot to take my alarm ring.
Here, you can take some of mine. And then, we cut to the seniors. Arha, did you hear about the UFOs coming tonight?
Oh yeah, they are coming.
Let's go.
Our pill formula was founded by Abigail Williams in 1692 and was successfully used to conduct the famous Salem witch trials. Back in Salem in 1682, everybody used the Believe It pill. The judges, the reverender, all the townspeople used the pill to relieve themselves of their logic in order to enjoy their imaginations of witchcraft in their own company.
Make sure to go out to your local Walgreens and buy the Believe It pill.
Okay, and we're back with Mr. Hysteria. So before the break, you were talking about your amazing performance during the Ebola epidemic.
Oh yeah, thanks.
And I also hear you did something in the 1980s. Care to tell us about that?
Oh yeah, of course. The 80s was a great time, for me at least. I don't know about the fashion though. But anyway, yeah, the 80s. The media called it the Believe It the Children era. It was all over the news, even the New York Times covered me.
That's interesting. Can you tell us a little bit more about this era?
You see, in my line of work, the hardest part is the beginning. But when I start, then after this is a piece of cake. So you see, I was in California when I heard the rumors about a child that was being abused by a worker at a daycare center, and I thought, this is a perfect opportunity. You know, in some jobs they say follow the money. In mine, they say follow the kids. There's no better way to stir up mass hysteria than to put the world's kids right at the center of it. So anyway, I had nothing better to do than to see what I can make out of this rumor I heard, so I thought, why not? Before I could do anything, the kids' school sent out a letter asking if there were more victims, and well, that made my job a lot easier.
They practically did the job for you.
Yeah, they did.
I wish someone could do that for me.
Hey, be careful what you wish for, you might be out of work.
Oh yeah, I guess I should be happy with what I have.
But anyways, after the letters, it was my job to play on the parents' worry for their child's safety. And well, let's just say that part wasn't as difficult. Soon enough, you can hear accusations left and right. Newspapers, magazine covers, TV shows, and everything. I even got a 2020 special and a 60 seconds episode.
Wow, that's amazing.
I know, for something I just threw together.
Were you like this in school last minute, just throwing stuff together?
Wow, it's like you were in my class with me. But another part of my job is understanding what mass hysteria lets people do.
What do you mean?
Well, lots of people use my work and twist it to their own personal gain.
Who would try to capitalize on the stories of abused children? That's low. And I'm in show business. I've met the lowest of the low.
Yeah, well, people use what I create to try to manipulate.
Can you give us an example? I don't know if it's just me, but I don't get it.
Yeah, I know. When I talk about this part, people usually get a little lost. That's okay. Maybe I'm just not good at explaining. So for example, during the Believe the Children hysteria, some groups saw the opportunity to push their agenda. The Christians used this to prove to America that the devil was real and it was here. If we wanted to survive, we need to double down on our Bibles.
Wow, don't say that again. Sister Mary Teresa from my high school would love to hear that. Is there anything that you're currently working on, or anything that we should look forward to in the future?
Yeah, so you know how everyone hates Trump? Well, they hate him because of me.
How so?
You see, ever since Trump was elected, his objections and threats to ordinary politics easily frighten many people, as they saw this as a threat to democracy. I, on the other hand, saw this as a great opportunity to begin a new project and immediately got to work.
What exactly did you do?
Trump can say whatever he wants, but because of me, people actually believe his outrageous claims. I practically forced the entire nation to fall for his slurs, most of which were too impractical to be true.
Yeah, like building a wall?
Exactly. Do you remember how everyone went crazy over this claim?
Yeah, okay. We'll build the wall. We need to build a wall. A big, beautiful wall. Build a wall.
We're gonna build a wall. We need a wall.
I swear, this nation will fall for any conspiracy. I'm basically the actual threat to American democracy, not Trump.
What do you mean by that?
I use all of his crazy promises to blind Americans to the real social and economic problem, and make people believe that he may be able to seize power and become a totalitarian or something. But they fail to realize that it is impossible to take all power, as it is unconstitutional.
But it's still a very real reality that he can actually do these things.
Look, like the New York Times article claimed, I have given the people the gift of tyrannophobia. And if the people stop believing me, they won't allow Trump to be the scapegoat for their very flawed system that allowed him to be elected in the first place.
Thank you for tuning in. We hope you learned some valuable information, and we hope that you enjoyed the interview with Mr. Hysteria. Remember to tune in every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll see you next Thursday.